If you're on an Instagram page, you already know what we're talking about. We are on episode 16 of the Artist Corner, and we're talking about how to prepare for the release day. Honey, important. Because you do not want to, the week of your release, be over here, oh, I haven't done this, oh, I didn't do this, oh, I didn't do that. You do not want that energy. You do not want the energy. You want to have already, every time you've done a song, you want to make sure that you went into your BMI, you got the registrations done, you got the split sheets done. I already have all my split sheets done for my stuff, but we're going to get into that in a second. So if you're on the YouTube channel, welcome. Thank you for coming by. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe so that you can catch all the Artist Corner information, especially if you're an independent artist who is trying to make it in the industry or at least have a comfortable, sustainable life as a working artist. Today, we're going to be talking about the release day. What does that look like? A release day shouldn't be a scramble. As we said before, have your artwork, your metadata, your links, your press kit, and your promos scheduled at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Line up playlists, pitches, socials, and emails. And emails are two. Release day is execution, not invention. Which means you should not be over here struggling, okay? Like, currently, right now, all the videos that you've been seeing for the fireside combos, I pre-scheduled that. I pre-did those because I wanted them to be already ready to go so that I was not stressed during the month of my release. So that during the month of my release, while all of my socials are naturally doing their thing, I could be sitting and getting all the paperwork, all the business stuff, all that stuff in the background that people don't know about done, right? So what is that? What is the paperwork? Assets checklist. That's your artwork, your album cover. Making sure you're finalizing the album cover, making sure it looks exactly like you want it, making sure it has all the things you need. You've done the edits. You've looked at it with your producer. You've looked at it with your artist. You looked at, you've sat down with your team and were like, okay, no, we love this cover art. I think this is amazing. All right. Your stems. This stuff comes from your producer. Now, depending on your contract with the studio, most contracts say after you finish paying your bill, you get your stems, you get the vocal stems, you get the instrumental stems, you get a clean version, you get an explicit version. This is a whole package deal that you get after you finish a project with a record label too, but with a recording studio. If you do a single, you should get all those things. You should get your vocal tracks. You should get the stems from the track, the musical track. You should also get a clean version of all of your songs. No matter how long the album, you should have a clean version of every single one so that you can promote them for any type of thing. And you have an explicit version for everything. So you have 2 different versions of all the stuff. That is very important when it comes to your checklist. You want to make sure you have all that ready to go. I suggest getting a 2 terabyte external hard drive so that you can have all this information. Because once you leave the studio, I'm going to tell you, sometimes they have a backlog and sometimes they don't. They have so many clients in and out their business after so many years. If they don't, they don't keep all that stuff unless you're somebody that's a consistent client that they're working with on a regular basis, maybe. But I would suggest as an independent artist, just to be safe in your own work and your own craft, to make sure you have an external hard drive to collect all that stuff from them. Most times they'll send it to you in a Google Drive or they'll directly put it on the hard drive for you. The next thing you want to do is promo clips, the firesides. You want to make sure you have something that is promoting your product, whether it is a visual album like I'm doing, or rather it's the album in itself. If you've been following me up until this point, you've noticed on Mondays, I'm giving you fireside combos where I give you my commentary of the music video and some clips from it. If you've also been following on Fridays, I've been putting up quotes with the music that I'm talking about for the week for the album to promote the product. You feel what I'm saying? So if you've been watching that, you notice, oh shit, she got her music in the background of this and the code kind of fits the music. Okay, no, I fuck with that. Damn, I can't wait for the album to come out. She already gave me a visual, what I'm supposed to be expecting, and I get a audible of what I'm supposed to be expecting. Okay, no, I need to go and see this. You are pumping your fans, you're pumping up your people to see the finished product, right? That's like a movie trailer. Think about you dropping your album as a movie trailer that you broke down into pieces that you are constantly promoting, right? Some movies have 2 or 3 trailers that don't all look the same. They have the one that's in the movie theater, that has one that's going on TV for a commercial, and there's another one that plays on a DVD when you get a DVD that comes home to you. It's not all the same trailer. Sometimes there's 3 trailers, but it's promoting that movie in 3 different ways and showing you different pieces, so you're just intrigued, right? Right. Okay. So then the next thing you want to get into is called metadata. These are song credits. These are the ISRC numbers that I was talking about, and songwriter splits. I didn't know anything about this. Shout out to Anthem Music Enterprises for when I worked there and me working with Merch directly. Song splits. I didn't know. I literally was just using BMI and making sure that everybody got their percentage. But song splits is just another safety net. This way, you can put your entire catalog in one space. And anybody who's on this project, you can put that information on there. You can send them a link to it and they can approve it. And then you now have a place you can go back to look at the splits and what those splits look like. And you have full control of how you manage those splits because it's your songs. That now you have it in a safe space. You can move it to an Excel file, copy paste it however you want to do it, move it to an Excel file, so you have that information already ready to go, so that when you are transferring it to BMI or ASCAP or whatever registration place you're going to, you now have everything you need visually so that you can make sure that our information is inputted properly, right? So this is major because you want to make sure, say for instance, you don't go through a recording studio to get your beat. You go with the BStars or whatever like that. When you get that BStars leasing agreement and you get the exclusive rights, they give you paperwork when they give you the beat. When you buy it, you get paperwork that comes with it. In that paperwork, it gives their government name, it gives their number, their ASCAP number or their BMI number, so that you can properly give them credit for that beat. Yes, they still get credit because they created the beat. Yes, you bought the beat and they don't have any rights to it anymore, but they are still credited for building the beat. Rather that's 2%, 3%, whatever the percentage is. Most times they have it written in their contract. So just make sure you're aware of your split sheets. If you are wanting to know, that website is called Song Splits. I think that's right. Yeah, Song Splits. So you can get it. It's free to register for it and use it, you know. Again, if you don't want to do all this paperwork, like I said, look at your local studios and see if they offer something for them to do for you. Never hurts to try. Press kit. A press kit. We talked about this before. I said Mukani. Mukani is an electronic press kit. Nowadays, people want an electronic press kit and not a physical hand of paper. We are in a digital world. People like digital product. So if you have a press kit, if you do not have a press kit, please, it's in my bio. The link is in my bio. It's called Mukani. They are probably the most inexpensive press kit, digital press kit you can get. And they're the most hands-on press kit you can get. You want to update your press kit. Like, I'll show you mine. It's right here. You can scroll through it a little bit. It offers me a mailing list. It offers for you to go to my YouTube channel, my Spotify, my Apple playlist, the major platforms that people typically use. It also has a comment box at the bottom. So if you are a fan of mine, you can comment on my page and say, hey, are you doing this kind of music? You can also put a playlist on this so people can first listen to something that's not even out yet. There's one song on there right now that is not out yet that will be on the second half of the album, but I decided to put it on here to get people's feedback of my music. There's extra fees involved with other things that you may want to add. But when it comes to the hands-on, like I literally hit him up and was like, hey, if I would like to have a mailing list on here, how do I go about doing that? He was like, say less. I have a mailing list. You're paying him monthly to take care of your electronic press kit. Okay? Like I said, but there's fees for certain things. So make sure you lock in. Dope, amazing guy who started this electronic press kit. So please lock in if you don't have one. Okay. So then the next thing is called scheduling. All right. social posts, emails, premiere, and live streams. I'm sure on Instagram, people, you might have seen where you can schedule your posts. You can schedule it as far out as you would like, right? I think more people should utilize scheduling. I get some people like the live in your face on camera all the time. I want to let you know that shit's exhausting for anybody out here who is out here posting every single day and editing at the same time every single day, or not editing and just posting from the raw. Shout out to you. Go ahead, kill that, do that. Okay? Beautiful. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the times I'm scheduling stuff, because in the background of this, I'm doing all the paperwork myself as an independent artist. As fortunate as I would love to be to have a full team behind me doing all the paperwork for me, in the future, I hope that I can afford that. As of right now, I got to do all that paperwork. I got to make sure all my stuff is registered. I got to make sure everything is ready to go and put together. Because yes, I do work with Anthem, and yes, I do have an admin deal, and that's just distribution. I still have to do my part as an independent artist to make sure that everything is correct. I have to go look at the splits and be like, no, that's the right percentage. No, let's lessen this percentage. Like, there's still work that I have to do as that artist. And I'm a very hands-on person when it comes to my work. A lot of people aren't. They're just like, no, do what you want. I trust you. It's not to say that I don't trust anybody. I just like to see it for myself because I like to know. And I think as an independent artist, that's not a bad thing to want to do, to know what's happening in your music, right? So, scheduling posts, no shade. Do it. If you want to schedule your posts on your social just so you were ahead of the game, do that shit, okay? No judgment. Schedule out emails. Email blast. If you have it set up where you have subscribers who are now sending you emails and they're logged into your email. So if you have a Square account, you can have an email you can make a website on Square. That Square email can send out emails and stuff like that to everybody. I have 3 different ways for people to email me. You can either email me through my Makani page, you can email me through my Square page, you can DM me through my Instagram page. You have 3 forms of ways where I can have a broadcast channel. So there's multiple ways and networks for people to communicate with me as a fan. Right? Multiple ways. Make sure you have them, and make sure you have a pre-scheduled thing that goes out on the day of the weeks leading up to your release, so people are interested and locked in. People love consistency. The last thing I'm going to talk about is track your metrics. What are your first week goals? Is your first week goals to get 1,000 streams within the first week? Are your first week goals? Oh, we just dropped. She just died. Oh God. Okay. Sorry guys. We're having a little. There we go. Are your first week goals? Sorry about that, y'all. My whole gimbal just died. So are your first week goals to gain more fans? Are your first week goals to sell copies of the album on a not a distribution platform, but something like Bandcamp? What are your first week goals? Lock those in so you can make sure you are preparing for those goals to be met. Don't overreach your goals, especially if you're a first-time independent artist, baby boy, baby girl. You might not get 1,000 streams in the first roll. You might not. You might get 10. It might be just family. I'm just keeping it a beat with you. Unless you've built up enough momentum to make sure that there are going to be a bunch of streams, and you have locked in on TikTok, and you've locked in on these places, and been pushing this. Don't set goals that don't feel aligned to what your actual work was putting into it. And that's all I'm gonna say. And then where do you look for these? Where do you see your metrics? What platforms are you using to see your metrics so that you know what the goals are? So for instance, right now with the 2 songs that I've been looking at my Spotify for artists, and I've been looking at my Apple for artists. And I used to look at my my DistroKid to see how my streams are going and how things are going. Venice is a little different, and you can see your metrics on there too. So when looking at that, you start building goals based off of like, okay, so this is the single I put out. It's been out for this long. This is how many streams I got on it. What can I do better to gravitate more streams? What did I not do enough of to make this hit the way I wanted to hit? Me basing everything off of my old performances, I wasn't promoting myself enough consistently. I wasn't on my socials every single day pushing the same content on every single platform that every time you open the Facebook, the TikTok, the Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it was, you saw me because I was consistent enough to where I kept popping up. And I wasn't popping up with trash content. I'm popping up with content that looks good, that makes you want to look at it and like, oh, this is interesting. Okay, I'm down for this. I'm locked in. I want to see more. Okay, so that is all I have for you on how to prepare for release day. If you made it to the end of this video, congratulations, because that means you're an artist that's serious about your product, your work, and you want to see it do amazing things, right? Because I do. I want to see that for you. I want to see that for me. If you want to lock in with me and talk more about releasing and what that looks like, if you want to see my day-to-day releasing, let me know. Put it in the comments if you want more from me in this process, because I can give you the information verbally, but it's something else about seeing somebody physically do the work, So, as always, I love you like children. Sorry about that little glitch over there. You're probably not going to see it. I'm probably going to edit that out. Maybe not. Maybe just keep it real. Love you so much. We'll see you for the last artist corner before the big release. And this is going to be the final prep before the drop. Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. Love you like children.